On this week's Gloucestershire Airport Livestream, we had a quick catch-up with Darren Lewington, who is Chair of the Board of Trustees at Fly2Help. Fly2Help is a charity dedicated to changing lives using the power and wonder of flight. Now, we did speak with Darren twice, and the second time I actually remember to open his mic. Let's listen to Darren telling us about Fly2Help's Air Smiles experience, along with their Aim High programme. I started learning to fly in 2013, and it took me 7.5 years to get my PPL licence due to a debilitating fear of flying. I created this channel to show some of my training and what's next for my flying hobby, and to prove that it is possible to overcome a phobia. Welcome to the Phobic Flyer YouTube channel. So welcome, Darren, to Phobic Flyer. You tell me, what do you do?
I am Chair of Trustees of the little aviation charity that's based here, Fly2Help. Fly2Help.
There you go.
Founded, I think, 17 years ago now by a chap called Phil O'Dell, better known as Pod. He was Rolls-Royce's chief test pilot, had a long and successful career in the Air Force, and with a group of friends, like-minded aviators, decided that he wanted to give something back. He thought he'd been really lucky in his flying career and wanted to share the opportunity, and that's very much what Fly2Help still does today. So we have two programmes, Aim High and Air Smiles programmes. Air Smiles, you saw them last week. We talked about, you were here on the live stream, you saw the youngsters having a great time at the fire station. Behind the scenes, they got to fly our simulator and see the aircraft up close. So those are a group of children from a local charity called Heart Heroes. I think we have 36 of them over the course of the day, and their families in two groups. And most of those youngsters had more heart surgeries than birthdays. When you think you're dealing with all of that trauma and difficulty and all that struggling in your life, the opportunity to come and do something completely different that you'd never get the opportunity to do would be great. And you saw they had great fun with the fire crews, squirting the water from the fire truck and climbing all over the aircraft and stuff. And of course they saw the Vampire last weekend as well, and Mark was really good with them, showing the Vampire. So brought them to the airport, gave them the opportunity to leave their troubles on the ground, and that's what Air Smiles are all about. People who are suffering with ill health or bereavement, social exclusion, disability, whatever it might be, we bring them to the airport. Ideally we get them airborne, not always, sometimes they fly our sim, but ideally we get them airborne. We've flown everything from Cherokees to Gulfstreams. We've been really lucky with people who've let us borrow their aircraft and use their aircraft to do this. Not just here at Gloucester as well, but around the country. Okay. In fact, last weekend we were down at Bournemouth with Bliss Aviation flying in a helicopter. And we've been to Biggin and Luton, and we've literally all over the country. We try and get to as many airfields as we can, sharing the love of aviation. Everybody watching your stream, everybody who's here today loves aviation. Even if you're not a dyed-in-the-wool avgeek anorak like us, there's something special about seeing aircraft take off. Even little aeroplanes like this, doesn't need to be a jumbo jet. A little Cherokee has still got that buzz and that magic and mystery associated with it. Flying is such a privilege, and we're really lucky that we get to share it with people who need something uplifting in their life.
Yeah.
Our other programme, Aim High, is all about inspiring the next generation of flyers and aviators and aerospace professionals. Started off being aimed at teenagers, 14 to 18-year-olds, during their half terms, to come to the airport, see behind the scenes, see at the local aerospace companies. So we'd go to Rolls-Royce at Filton and Airbus and Safran and GE. So all the local companies help us out and engage with that, as well as the companies on the airfield, the engineering companies. We sometimes get up to air traffic as well. And it was, as I say, about inspiring teenagers to take that look at aviation as a career option. But COVID kind of changed that thing. Obviously we couldn't bring people here, so we started to deliver a lot of things online, and we recognised that you probably need to sow those seeds a little bit younger than teenagers. Yeah. By the time they're 14, they've made their choices from a GCSE point of view, and they might already be on a path. So we're now out and about to schools as young as 5 and 7 with our travelling airport. So we've designed and developed and had built like a pop-up airport, great big banner-sized things, with the inside of a cockpit, the inside of the cabin, the outside of the cockpit, the control tower, the engineering facility. We put it up in school halls or community groups, and the children can come and interact with that. We'll take them through security. We'll use the marshalling bats to marshal the aircraft on stand. Yep. We'll load baggage. We'll check how many millilitres of fluid you can take through security, all that type of stuff.
Very realistic.
And then they can sit there and fly the aeroplane, or pretend to fly the aeroplane. and look at all the different options. And we start them off by showing them a picture of an aircraft that's getting ready to go off on holiday to Mallorca.
Yep.
And we say, how many people do we need to get this aircraft to Mallorca? And of course, the hands go up. So, you need a pilot, and you need a co-pilot, and you need a cabin steward, and you need this. But then we go on to baggage handling, security, the refueler, the engineers, air traffic control, and all the aspects associated with that. And kind of we see those little light bulb moments of people who realise that, wow, maybe there is something I can do in this industry. And it's really worked. It's been successful amongst our alumni. Well, Zoe was on the scheme some years ago, and obviously now works in the industry.
Yep.
We've got a couple of pilots, EasyJet Airbus pilot, a couple of air ambulance pilots, we've got an air traffic controller, we've got lots of people in the military now, and we've got engineering apprentices and people working in the industry based on the time that they spent with us and the insight that we gave them. So the mission of Aim High is to just inspire the next generation, and next generation is really important, of course, from the way that the industry is going to change. The youngsters, the 11, 12-year-olds are very environmentally conscious now, aware of the damaging aspects of fossil fuel use. But we're really lucky here in Gloucestershire and at the airport that we've got Electroflight, who are based here, who broke the world record for an electric flight last year. And in fact, Pod, our founder, flew the aircraft and broke one of the records. So we've had behind-the-scenes access with those guys. We've been down to Zero Avia at Kemble, who are developing hydrogen-powered flight. We've talked about drones, and we've talked about the way that the industry is changing. And that really grabs the attention of the 11, 12, 13-year-olds now, thinking, wow, this is something new and exciting at the cutting edge. And of course, in Gloucestershire, we're surrounded by aviation and aerospace industry, and we're really lucky that all of those companies help us out and engage with us and let us visit and let's talk to their people. So yeah, S-Miles, sharing the love of aviation, take people flying, Aim High, inspiring the next generation to end up like the way like we have.
Yeah, exactly. Although I've done it a bit too late in life, really. But
with that passion for aviation, we get to share it.
And if people want to get in touch, they can go to your website, which is?
Yep, fly2help.org or Google Fly2Help, and you'll find all the usual stuff: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and follow us, give us a like, do all the other bits and pieces on there, retweet and all that type of stuff. Because the more exposure we get, the better.
Of course.
Donate button on all of those things. If you want to chuck a few quid in the pot, every single penny counts. We are a tiny charity. We've got a little porta cabin over on the other side of the airport, and we've got one full-time member of staff and one part-timer. Everything else is done by our volunteer cadre of helpers and supporters. So we always need funding, and appreciate these are difficult times at the moment, but we use every penny on delivering our programmes and making a difference. So have a look,
fantastic.
Find us, follow us, come and do some fundraising for us. A lot of aviation-related fundraising. We had the Wing Walkers last weekend down at Wrenkin. We've got skydiving the weekend after next down at Dunk as well. And 21st of June here at the airport, jointly with another charity, Maggie's, the cancer charity in Cheltenham. The airport have said after the airport closes at 7:30, we can run around the runway.
Wow!
So we've got a couple of hours to run around the runway on the longest day of the year. You can run as much or as little as you like, and the plan is that we end as the sun sets at 9:30, running down the runway, which is a fairly unique opportunity.
Definitely.
You're never going to get the opportunity to do that very often, so we hope people are going to sign up and come and do that. And obviously we'll have to get you involved, the seasoned runner that you are.
I'm not. I hate it. But that's good, and if you want to get involved with that, that's an ideal opportunity to come down to the airfield, and as Darren said, you can run down the runway. I've flown down it a few times, but I've never run down it, and you probably will never get that opportunity again.
No, and there's a great medal as well. The finisher's medal's got an aeroplane on it with our little logo and the Maggie's logo and everything.
Brilliant.
So, I think it's £15 to enter the race, which goes to charity. We are asking people to get themselves sponsored and raise as much money as they can to do that, obviously. But really unique opportunity. So.
Brilliant. Fly2Help.org. There you go. Well, thank you very much, Darren. Take
Pleasure.
2 was better, I think, mate. We actually had his mic open. I'm just checking. So thanks to Stephen Parkin for that. But fantastic. Thank you very much, sir.